Hello, and thank you for joining us for this brand new announcement from EFE Road. Now, as many of you know, this year marks the 70th anniversary of the iconic London Routemaster. And back in April, we announced 4 brand new models of the standard RM during various stages of their London and post-London careers. Those models are on their way now and they're expected to be with retailers during August. So what's next? Well, it would be a bit remiss of us to let the 70th anniversary go by without continuing the Routemaster theme, and behind me is a bit of a clue. Yes, it's the RMC Routemaster coach, of which 68 were built, originally for Green Line services and entering traffic from 1962 onwards. One of the 68 was RMC 1490, but before we take a look at our 4 brand new RMC models, let's find out a little bit more about the real things. Here we are on the upper saloon of RMC 1490, and at 6'5", one thing I notice immediately is the great level of comfort and legroom. With me is Robert Thompson, who's the owner of the vehicle, who will hopefully be able to tell us a little bit more about it. So Robert, first of all, tell me, why were the RMCs built?
They were built for long distance coach service across London.
Right.
And they were designed for a greater level of comfort.
How do they differ from a standard RM then?
By having platform doors. On the front they have twin headlights, but most important for the passengers, they have more legroom,
right,
deeper seat cushions, and they also have fluorescent lights inside and make it fashionable for the day.
Right. Now you mentioned the increased legroom, which I can clearly notice.
Yes.
Did this have fewer seats than an RM?
They certainly do. A standard RM has 64 seats.
Right.
A Routemaster coach has 57.
How long did they stay in service for?
They stayed in service until 1979 with the newly formed National Bus Company as London Country.
Right, so that was Green Line originally?
It was Green Line originally under London Transport.
Right. They would have all been green, I guess.
They certainly would have been green, yes, and not all Routmasters was red.
No, this one isn't green. Why is that?
The reason was, it was brought back by London Transport in 1980 as a driver trainer, and then in 1989 it was specially selected for a brand new bus route, Route X15, between Aldwych and Beckton.
Right. So it wasn't the only one?
No, there was 6 in total, refurbished.
So Robert, can you tell us a little bit more about this particular bus?
Yeah. This one was built in 1962 as part of the Green Line coach services. Later on it passed to National Bus Company's London Country services. In that time it actually carried several liveries. Later became a dark green, and then it carried 2 versions, an all-over advert in white.
Wow.
For London and Manchester Assurance.
Right.
Then it became a light green and it finished with London Country in 1979.
Right. Hence it moving then to the driver trainer duties that you've already mentioned.
That's right, yes, and that's when it became red for the first time.
Right, so when did it finish in London?
In 1993.
Right, and what happened to it then?
It became part of Stagecoach private fleet.
Right, and how long have you had it then?
I've had it myself for 7 years.
Right, and did you restore it back to this East London livery?
A partial, yes.
Yeah, because it's well known to people, isn't it? From North Wales, Festiniog Railway, it's a regular up there.
It is. Certainly when it's part of the Stagecoach fleet, it was actually in 1997, 1998 used for the galas from Festiniog Railway all the way from Port Maddox to Carnarvon before the Welsh Highland was even restored.
Brilliant. So what do you use it for now?
So now it's part of my own bus fleet.
Yeah.
It gets used for private hires, weddings, film work, and of course it comes back to the Festiniog Railway still.
So it's had quite a career and it's still going?
It still has, yes.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
That's all right. Thank you very much, Gary.
So being on board RMC 1490 is very appropriate for this particular announcement. So to find out why, let's take a look at our 4 new models. Like the previously announced RMs, the 4 new RMC models have been produced using EFE Road's refined Routemaster tooling and now feature additional bodyside panel lines. All are finished with highly detailed liveries that represent the type during various stages of their careers. We begin with RMC 1502, modelled as it looked circa 1970 after the London Country Bus Services takeover of Green Line operations and working out of Gray's Garage on Route 370 to Tilbury Ferry. RMC 1508 also carries London Country Green, but in its 1973 guise with London Country branding and flying polo emblem, plus a full suite of advertisements. it is shown working route 341 to Hatfield Station. Next we have RMC 1490, which, as explained earlier in the video, is presented in the red and gold livery it carried circa 1989 for working the East London route X15. The model is depicted with East Beckton destinations and with appropriate Beckton Express signage. The final RMC model shows RMC 1513, also in East London red and gold, but working route 15 to Oxford Circus. It also differs from RMC 1490 in having authentic gold headlight surrounds and the name Queen Victoria on the body sides. The four models come in the standard EFE road display case and have an RRP of £44.95. So there we have it, 4 brand new RMC models which we expect to be with Batman Europe retailers during August along with the RMs. Now while we're talking Route Masters, some of you are probably wondering what the situation is with our previously announced Clydeside Scottish RML in Allwilly Sunday Post branding. Now I'm delighted to say that that project is still very much live and we'll be announcing details about that at a later date. Now the next big EFE road announcement will be taking place in November, and we're going to be taking a break from London buses to offer something a little bit special for the EFE collector. Meanwhile, why not join us for Batman Europe's Autumn British Railway announcements at 9:30 AM on the 7th of August for all the latest model railway news and releases. And for those of you attending the Routemaster Association's RM70 anniversary event at Chiswick Park this weekend, we are there, so do come and find us on our stand and actually have a look at the RMC models in person. Hopefully see you there. Bye for now.